Anderson da Silva 1, Portuguese pronunciation, ~tilde. ~Essiwvධ? Born April 14, 1975, is a Brazilian-American mixed martial artist. He is a former UFC Middleweight Champion and holds the record for the longest title reign in UFC history at 2,457 days. This started in 2006 and ended in 2013 and included a UFC record 16 consecutive victories in that span. 15-16, UFC President Dana White, UFC commentator Joe Rogan and numerous mixed martial arts, MMA, pundits have named Silva as one of the greatest mixed martial artists of all time. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Silva was born on April 14, 1975, in São Paulo, Brazil. 23, the son of a poverty-stricken family, Silva spent the majority of his childhood in Curitiba with his aunt and uncle, who was an officer with the Curitiba police force. 24, Silva's first foray in martial arts began as a child training jiu-jitsu with neighborhood kids. As a teen, Silva began training in taekwondo, capoeira and muay thai. 24. Silva initially fought in Brazil in the welterweight category. Silva made his professional debut in 1997 with a pair of wins. 3 non-tertiary source needed. Silva recorded his first loss in 2000 to Luiz Azeredo by decision. After that fight, he went on a 9-fight winning streak, winning 6 of those fights by either submission or TKO. 3 non-tertiary source needed. After winning his first match in Japan, he was put up against Shudo champion Hayato Sakurai on August 26, 2001. Silva beat Sakurai by unanimous decision after 3 rounds and became the new Shudo middleweight champion, at 167 pounds, and the first man to defeat Sakurai, who was undefeated in his first 20 fights. 3 non-tertiary source needed. In 2002, Silva began fighting in Pride. In his first fight with the promotion, he stopped Alex Stibling with a cut resulting from a high kick. In his next match, he won via decision against the Diet Butcher Alexander Otska. At Pride 25, Silva faced former UFC welterweight champion Carlos Newton. Newton tried to shoot it on Silva, but was hit with a flying knee. Newton collapsed and Silva finished the fight with strikes, winning by technical knockout. 3 non-tertiary source needed. At Pride 26, Silva faced Daiju Takase. Takase, with a record of 4 wins and 7 losses, was the underdog. However, Silva was dominated on the ground for almost the entire fight before being submitted by Takase when caught in a triangle choke late in the first round. 25. After his loss to Takase, Silva became demotivated and thought about quitting MMA, but was convinced to keep on fighting by Antonio Rodrigo Nogueira. Silva then left Shoot Box, joined Nogueira in Brazilian top team and started to fight in other promotions around the world. 26. On June 27, 2004, Silva fought Jeremy Horn and earned a decision victory. 3 months later, Silva made his debut in the Cage Rage promotion in England. At Cage Rage 8, Silva fought and defeated noted striker Lee Murray by decision. 3 non-tertiary source needed. That year, Silva returned to Pride FC on 31st of December to face Ryo Chonan. Silva was in control with a takedown and body triangle in the first round. Chonan was able to counter Silva's knees from the clinch, with knees and takedowns. Chonan was perceived by some to be winning up until the finish. During the third round, Boss Rutan, commentating alongside Mauro Ranallo, stated that he believed Anderson must obtain a knockout or strong finish or he would lose the fight. Despite being the underdog, Chonan ended the fight in the third round with a rare flying scissor heel hook, forcing Silva to submit. 3 non-tertiary source needed. After the loss to Chonan, he was cut by Pride. Silva continued fighting in the Cage Rage promotion, as well as other promotions around the world. Silva defended his Cage Rage title against Curtis Stout. Although he was slated to fight Matt Lindland at Cage Rage 16, Lindland's decision to fight Mike Van Arsdale at Ray's Fight Night put an end to the highly anticipated matchup. Instead, Silva defended his championship against Tony Freakland, winning the fight with a reverse elbow, knocking out Freakland early in the first round. 27. Silva competed in Hawaii's Rumble on the Rock promotion, where he fought Yushin Okami in the first round of the 175 pounds tournament. Though labeled as a favorite to win the tournament, 28, Silva was eliminated from the tournament when he kicked Okami in the face from the guard position. Okami's knees were on the ground at the time, making the attack an illegal strike to the head of a downed opponent. Silva later said that the rule had not been properly explained to him before the bout. "When I fought Okami, the rules really weren't explained to me properly in the event I was fighting in," said Silva. "You could kick a downed opponent to the groin or to the head when your back's on the ground. So the rules weren't explained to me properly." 29. While Okami was given the opportunity to recover and continue fighting, Okami opted for the disqualification win. Silva responded by saying he felt it was a cheap, cowardly way of winning, and that people that were there saw that he was in the condition to come back and keep fighting, and he didn't. 30. Although speculation ran rampant about where Silva would sign next, the UFC announced in late April 2006 that they had signed him to a multi-fight contract. It was not long before the UFC started promoting Silva, releasing an interview segment almost immediately after announcing his arrival. 31. Silva made his debut at Ultimate Fight Night 5 on June 28, 2006. His opponent was the Ultimate Fighter 1 contestant Chris Leben, who had gone undefeated in the UFC with 5 consecutive victories. Leben, confident of victory, had predicted he would KO Silva in a pre-fight interview. A relatively unknown fighter in the United States, Silva made an emphatic debut when he knocked out Leben with a flurry of pinpoint strikes, followed by a final knee strike at 49 seconds into the first round. Silva's striking accuracy was 85%. In response to the victory, the UFC tallied a poll on their main page, asking viewers to select Silva's next opponent. The majority of voters selected the UFC Middleweight Champion Rich Franklin. Silva fought Franklin at UFC 64 on October 14, 2006, and defeated him by TKO strikes at 2:59 in the first round. Silva hit Franklin with knees to the body from the Muay Thai clinch, then badly broke Franklin's nose with a knee to the face. 32. Unable to strike back, Franklin dodged the last of Silva's strikes before falling to the ground, where referee Big John McCarthy ended the fight. Silva was crowned the new UFC Middleweight Champion, becoming the second man to defeat Franklin, after Black House teammate Lyoto Machida.